Hello, people of God. This is my Jacob's Way TV, and I'm the P2P singer. This is episode 173. 173. In trying to teach these people the art of prudence. I'm being very careful picking my words. I asked them if they ever sow seeds, and one of them put up his hand and said, "Mommy, what is the idea? Tell us, what does it mean to sow seeds?" Do not forget that we do not take offerings in church. So I wasn't talking about sowing of such seeds. In any case, I told them that I'm sure that if I had said to them that by the following Sunday, everybody, which will have been like Easter, everybody should bring 10,000 naira to church, because the Spirit of the Lord had told me that if they bring 20,000 naira, they will be blessed. I assure you that some of them will bring 25,000 naira, because they believe that if you bring more money, the more blessings you will get. So I told them, I said, you know that we do not take offerings in this church. So when I'm talking about sowing, I'm not talking about uh, that kind of sowing. I asked them, who can come to your rescue on the street for the sake of the fact that you have sown into such a person's life before? Nobody could answer me. Like I said earlier, they are very selfish people, very, very selfish. Hardly will you find any of these people who make this kind of money giving somebody else money or showing kindness to people. Instead, they want to take more from you because they have spent their own money very, very carelessly. I asked them, which of them had sown into the lives of their parents, if they still have parents? Have you sown into the life of your mother? Nobody could answer. Have you sown into the life of your father? Nobody could answer. Is there any old man in the neighborhood where you are all the time that had wanted to cross the road and he's been there for such a long time looking for somebody to help him to cross? Have you helped any man, an old man like that, to cross the road? Nobody put up his hand. Have you seen a little boy cry in the middle of the street because he had an accident with the wares that he was supposed to sell, and he was crying that his money would not be complete, and that when he gets home he's going to be beaten by whoever has sent him on to go and sell on the streets? And you have wiped that boy's tears and say, don't worry, how much extra do you need? And the boy says 500 naira. And out of all the money you have made, have you ever given such a boy 500 naira and say, don't cry, just go home? Nobody could say anything. Have you sown into any pastor's life? Nobody could answer me. Have you been kind to any woman in the neighborhood that you are? She's being terrorized by somebody, and you have come to the person's rescue, so that on the day that you need help, you will also find one person that will say, oh, that guy is a good guy, let's help him. Nobody could say anything. Is that how you are? Is that how you are? You get all the resources from God. One, you don't thank God for anything. You don't even appreciate that He has blessed you. You squander all the things that God has given to you. And yet you have no seed that you have sown. Is there a farmer that eats all his corn? Is there a farmer that eats all his seeds? If he does, what is he going to plant the next season? To the extent that you make money every day, and because you think another money will come tomorrow, you just blow the money. You just blow the money, and you do not sow into anybody's life. You know that God obviously knew that human beings will have that kind of a mindset, and He knew that they will eat up all their seeds, and they will never leave anyone behind for the next season. I have a feeling. I didn't say that God said. I have a feeling that was one of the reasons why God commanded that people should pay tithes. If it was not made into a commandment by God, I don't think people would have remembered that there's something that they should bring to church or even give an offering to God. If some offerings were commanded by God, you know, people will have eaten all the things they have and they would not have remembered to return part of what God has given to them back to Him. God does not eat our food, He doesn't spend our money. But there are things that, the money or the food will be used for in the house of God. Have you ever come across a 5-year-old boy or maybe a 4-year-old boy or girl that you have bought a pack of very expensive, maybe not so expensive, a pack of biscuits for, just out of the goodness of your heart? It doesn't have to be your own child, maybe your nephew, or maybe your neighbor's, child. You give the child that packet of biscuits. He didn't ask, wasn't expecting it. And you just gave it to him. And by the time he opened it, it's all, you can see all beautiful shapes and beautiful, you know, well packaged biscuits in the package. And then you ask the child after he has started to eat the biscuits, can you give me one? Can I get one? Have you ever come across children that will say no? You will beg, you will cajole, you will do everything. They will say no. You are the one who gave it to them. You are the one who gave it to him. He didn't ask for it. It was just out of the kindness of your heart. He will say no. And if you say, what do you mean? Why I brought this thing to you? You should be able to give me one. And you take one, just one biscuit out of maybe, let me just give an example of maybe 10 or even 15 biscuits. You see how the child will cry and throw tantrums and almost bring the roof down, as if he was the one who who spent all his savings to buy the biscuits. And yet once in a while you find a child who you show that kind of favor to, and then you say, can you give me some? And the child gives all the packets back to you. Have you seen once in a while children like that? You give all the packets back to you. And you may probably walk away. He has already opened it, he has started eating it. And you will be the one that will say, come back, come back. I was just joking with you. Take your biscuits back. Are you like that to God? No seed at all, no seed. Everybody will go. I think everybody that is listening to me should go again and read the book of Ecclesiastes. That word is always making my tongue and my teeth to jam. So if I didn't call it well, please forgive me. Chapter 12, verse 1. It says, remember your creator in the days of your youth, when the days of evil have not come. You sow seeds so that you can. There will be a day of evil. The day of evil is the day you grow old, and then what the seed you have sown is what is going to bring back goodness to you. You harvest those good seeds. Some people also sow bad seeds. There will be days in your life. You are young now. You can run everywhere and you can hustle. That is the language of the street. To say I'm hustling. I'm hustling. You can fight, you can break bottles and do everything. A time will come that you will be too tired. Your bones will be too tired to do anything. It could be one of the guys of the people or the people you have helped on the streets, or the child of a woman that you have helped on the streets that will eventually help you. Many of these people don't have wives. Even so, if they have wives, they have not sown any seed into their wives' lives. They have not sown seeds into their children's lives. Many of them have children that they got outside wedlock and they have left in the village. They are not caring about the children. God said, it's not even Jesus. God said, the Father of the Lord Jesus, He said, as long as the earth remains, seed time and harvest time will never cease. It's not just only about corn and mangoes and what else. It's about those things that you have prudently sown so that you can reap back bountifully at the time of harvest. I think that's this message says it all. The child of that blind woman that you have helped might be the governor tomorrow that might need to help your own children. Might be the one that will need to pay for your medical operation abroad in your old age when you don't have anything, you don't have anybody to help. I hope you have learned one or two things. They say people are saying now, they asked me to pay tithe. It's not all manners of excuses, all manners of eh. Mm. They have not sown to man, they have not sown to God, they have not sown to anybody, and you expect that in your old age, the days of evil when they come, that you have anything to reap. Do not forget that He leadeth us in the path of righteousness for His name's sake. Please let me hear your reactions to this 4 episodes of how people are blessed by God and they do not know that they are blessed. And even if they know, they don't care and they don't think they should thank God or they should be grateful to man. In fact, most of the drivers would destroy the vehicles of the owners in such a way that the owners themselves will be bankrupt, and they will be making money. They can even come back to the owner and say, we have not worked for 2 or 3 days or 1 week, and he has collected 15,000 naira times a whole week. He has spent it on all manners of things that God will call abomination. You remember the story of the prodigal son? What did he spend his money on? Hmm? You spent it on women, on gambling, and on drunkenness. May God grant us wisdom. In Jesus' mighty name. This is my Jacob's Way TV. I'm Dupi Dupi Singer. Subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, and do all the needful. And God bless you. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.